need to do.
All right, we are live.
Excellent. Well-oiled machine. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
We're on the heels of the full standing committee meeting, so there may not be a lot that we need to discuss today, but just a few sort of housekeeping things and some next steps to get the everything in order for the first training session in a couple of weeks, which is crazy. When we first started planning this and talking about June seemed a long way away. And now it's not. I think everybody was, well, not Danielle was not at the meeting, but you know, we did get the full standing committee approval for the curriculum that's required. So I think that was great. And the only one change, and it's not to the curriculum itself, but I did want to bring up that we may be looking at a different speaker to join Sue Cousino on day 2. I had a conversation. I think there may have been some discussion with you as well, Justine, in terms of thinking about the breakout rooms and you know how to structure those. So she is exploring reaching out to another attorney who does a lot of GAL work. I think it was somebody that you knew as well, Justine. Do you?
I didn't know this. So.
Oh, okay. She mentioned and so maybe I thought she had mentioned that, but maybe she didn't to you. She had mentioned that she'd been talking with you and Sue, but Sue for sure is aware of it. So I'm sorry if that.
So
she
is Danielle not?
In any event, it's fine. So I think the person that so I'm waiting for confirmation, and I can email everybody back about that as soon as we hear. But the structure and the content for the breakout session will be the same. I think Danielle was feeling like even though she might bring the perspective to the group as a lawyer who handles family matters, she doesn't have a lot of experience. She's not a GAL, but she sort of felt like she didn't have enough experience using GALs on her cases either to provide that piece. Okay. Yeah. So so I think that'll be fine. So
can you say who the presenter is, or do you not want?
Yeah. William Brown.
Oh, yes. That would be who I would say, yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Very well known, very well respected GAL.
Yeah, I that's what she had said, and I know that Sue knows him and has worked with him as well in the past, and has got a lot of experience doing this work. And I think, as you said, has a very good reputation. So so I think that will be fine. So I will email you guys once she confirms. She had reached out to him late last week or midweek to sort of see if he'd be willing. And Sue was aware of that too. So I think other than that change, I think everything else is good to go on the agenda and curriculum. My thought was, I know we talked about, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't even follow the agenda. We're supposed to approve the minutes. I just launched into business. So sorry about that.
Can I just jump in for a sec though, Susan, because if William Brown isn't available, I could jump to the advanced and have Attorney Bissonette handle the beginning, you know, the more analysis segment.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Doing it on her own.
Oh, okay. That's great, Justine. That's perfect. So I'll let you know. Hopefully she thought she'd hear back from him in the next few days. Okay. So we could finalize that. That's great. So let me jump back. I'm sorry. I didn't do the approval, review and approval of the minutes. So I know they were sent out, and if people have had a chance to review those.
Move acceptance of the minutes.
Thank you, Liza. Anybody second? Thank you, Justine. We're all in favor since it's just the three of us. Okay. No other discussion, so the minutes are approved. Okay, now we can go back to what was the second item on the agenda and discussing the training. So my thought was we had talked before about setting the 26th next Wednesday as the date that we would send out the Zoom link, the final agenda, and any homework assignments that would go for each of the sessions. I thought the fewer communications, the better, depending on the group. So if we have all of that mapped out in advance, we'll set it up. Danielle and I will, you know, figure out a good way of just structuring that email so they know what they need to do for each session. The only, in terms of what we send them, I just wanted to make sure you guys were in agreement. I thought that what we would do is just send them the shorter, not the full curriculum, but just the outline that has the topics. Do you know what I mean? So then we don't get into the weeds on the, plus it's a pretty lengthy document. So we'll just send them I'll make the final changes that we might need to make and send that with it. And then we work with, go ahead.
Topics and speakers, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that looks, this has all my writing on it, but the one that looks like that, the one we had been reviewing prior to putting all the meat into it. So yeah, we'll have the speakers, the dates and times, and the topics. And I think that, and we may put in there just the links to the homework assignments for each of the, embedded into the actual outline itself, because I think that will be easier for them to follow what they're supposed to read for which section. So we'll do that. The only other thing we're going to do or may need to do, and Liza, I know it sounded like you've done some of these trainings too, but our training director can help us. But when we send out the Zoom link, well, two things I know we'd want to do is give the speakers the ability to be a host along with whoever the facilitator is going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's whoever, so it's your guys' Zoom. So except for the ones where you guys aren't going to be there, is there anyone where either you or Danielle neither of you will be there? Then we'll just have to have whoever the facilitator is that day, we'll just have to have your password to start it, unless you want to have someone else from OCPD start it. And then make us co-host, and also whoever the host is, so who owns the Zoom account, can make whoever else they want to make
co-host. Yep. So the only day I think that Danielle and I will not be there is the 16th, and I think that was the day that. Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay. Yep.
So it's up to you. I totally would understand if OCPD did not want to give me your password to Zoom. So you'll just have to have someone else from OCPD start it, and then make me a co-host, and then I can make other people a co-host. So even on the days where you and Danielle are there, but like me or Justine are facilitating, you'll make us co-host and the other speakers to co-host so that they can run their PowerPoints, and then you guys will just be in the background, and myself or Justine will facilitate it
Okay. And I can do that when we log in. I can do that right as the meeting begins. I can,
Correct.
Yeah.
You click on the person, the dots next to the person.
Yeah. I know we taught virtually at Quinnipiac Law School in the fall, and that's how it was like a hybrid, some Zoom, some students on Zoom, and some, we did have to do that there. So hopefully it's like riding a bike. And I'll recall when we have to do it. And then, so actually on that day, on the 16th, what we'll do is what you just said, Liza. I think what I'll do is I'll start the Zoom or have somebody start it. That's our annual meeting, so all of our staff are supposed to be in that meeting all day.
Just as long as someone has a laptop. And they
exactly.
Co-host. They can leave. They can sign right out and go.
Yep. Okay. That will work out great. And then the only other thing that on the day that we're doing the breakout sessions on day 2, is just the process for letting people pick which breakout room they want to go into. I don't think it's anything we have to set up in advance, but I'll check with our training director just to see if there's any other feature for that particular day that we need to do. Danielle and I are going to be on that day too, so I can, in advance of the, when Joe Taduno's done with his piece, I'll do I'll provide the group with the information about the breakout sessions. But we'll make sure that the system is set up to allow them to just select it that day, and that should work fine. Any other? I am going to send out to, now that the curriculum's approved, I'm going to send it out to all the speakers. Do you think we need to do? Since they're all on different days, I don't know we would need to. I was thinking about whether we would need to do one prep session in advance with everybody. But that'd be more like if they were all on the same day. I kind of feel like, do you think that's necessary or? With
the speakers?
Yeah.
I think only if you wanted to ask speakers if they haven't used Zoom before.
Yeah.
Which seems unlikely, right?
Exactly.
Like I know, our folks at CCADV, they're all well versed in
Yeah.
how to use Zoom,
Yeah, I think you're right. So what I'll do is I'm gonna send the full curriculum out to all the speakers, and I'll let them know who their facilitator is for each day. And then I'll just ask them if they want to meet in advance, we can. But we've done actually quite a few prep meetings with at least the speakers that are kind of joint presenters, and they all seem very well versed in, using it. So does that make sense? We'll do it that way, and I'll just copy you guys on the email that we send out. And that way, the whole purpose of sending the approved curriculum out is just so that the speakers know what everybody else is presenting and they won't duplicate. And a few of them had asked for that, so they'll know who the facilitator is. And I mean, I don't think there's too much else. Is there anything that we're forgetting or?
I just wanted to tell you that on day 2,
Yep.
You have my name and then CCA instead of CLC.
Oh, okay. Oh, that might have been on the full curriculum. It's correct on the short. Okay.
Yeah, day 1 has it CLC, but day 2 has me as CCA. I can't run 2 companies.
Yeah, I know. One's hard enough. Okay, that's no problem.
I can fix that.
Yeah. Thank
I
you
think
for that.
that's it. You got Steve. I see it in here, so I know you got Steve Humphrey's reading materials.
Yep. We have that.
Sue, I know you still need the reading material or the materials from the cultural competency folks. I was hoping they would have sent, maybe that we would have gotten it by the meeting time this morning. I'm going to email them as soon as this meeting's over and let them know that you need it.
Yeah, as long as we have it before next, Wednesday, so we can put it in the link that goes out. Sooner the better, but.
If I have to give them a drop dead, I'm going to tell them by the end of the week. Okay,
that works. That sounds great.
And did you want us to take a look at the evaluation forms, or are you good with that?
Can I share screen? We have it. What we did just is we duplicated what we had for last year. I'll send that to you. I'll send it to you guys after the meeting. I'll email it to you. We duplicated the same rating form that we had last time, and put same that they can evaluate with the rating 1 through 5, and then each of the speakers by day, and the ability to enter a narrative, something in writing as well. Danielle, can you remind me what we had decided about the format? We were going to do it as a Word.
Yes, so they can just type in it and then send it back to us.
Okay, and then the plan would be after each session, we would email. And my thought was, rather than, I'll run this by you guys actually, so thanks for bringing that up, Justine, is rather than sending them the full form, just send them we can cut and paste it into one evaluation form later, but just send them the section for that day. Does that make sense? Because otherwise they'll go and probably might want to pre-fill everything just to have it done. So yeah, so I'll send you the form when we're done, and let me know if you have any changes to it. And then the plan will be after each of the days. Danielle will send it to all the people who registered. And on the heels of the full standing committee meeting, I think my understanding anyway was that Steve was going to send it to the all the licensed DPH licensed eligible people there that might be interested in taking the training. I was going to, I know Judge Elvis had mentioned reaching out to the CBA, so I will do that along with the chair of the family section and just let them know, send them the link to the site. And I didn't know, Justine, if any students registered yet, Danielle? I don't know.
2 students.
Okay, so they might be students from Quinnipiac, but yeah, because I remember she was interested in trying to open that up. And I may, we had a juvenile law class, like I said, in the fall, that might have some folks that are newly graduated or soon to graduate that might be also interested. So that may generate some additional attendees, but I still think we'll be fine. with the
Yeah,
numbers.
did we send the links to both to the law schools, to Quinnipiac and UConn?
No, I have not. So people can send those. I mean, they're all out there. So if there's anybody that you think, I was going to send them to the people that I taught that were in my class. We could do it through, oh my God, I'm blanking.
Would you do it through career services? Like, I'm not sure exactly where.
I was thinking, Carrie, I'm going to check with Carrie Cass and see if she would have some suggestions. But there's ways for both Quinnipiac and UConn.
Yeah.
So we can, figure out who to send it to there.
And then was someone going to send it to the NASW or the Connecticut chapter of the NASW?
Yeah, that was, I think Liza was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
That,
then
or maybe, maybe I should just send it to the UConn School of Social Work.
I think that'd be great, Liza.
Ask them to target their recent grads.
St. Joe's got a good social work school too. I could forward it to their chair.
Yeah, because anybody can just share it with them, and as an FYI, whoever you think the context might be to get it out there. I was going to send it to our assigned counsel panel who do CP work. Some of them, periodically, ask about this, and some actually are on both lists already.
Right.
So, with that outreach, I think, I don't know what do we have, about 12 people, 15?
15 as of this morning.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good. And I think this other outreach in the next week, I guess, will or 2 weeks will generate some more interest. So that will be great. All right. What anything else that you think we need to do in advance of, because we probably won't meet again. I don't think we'll need to. So we're like a week from Wednesday is the first day.
A week from Wednesday? No, a week from now.
So, am I right? Or yeah, a week from. I mean 2 weeks. Sorry.
Okay.
Jumping ahead. God, did I scare you?
You did.
I'm looking at I'm jumping ahead already. Wishing for summer. Yeah, so we have time, but I think that's really kind of all I had, unless anybody can think of any other housekeeping issues or content issues.
Are you gonna have because I know you and Danielle are doing the first couple, right? Like, do you have like a checklist you guys have of housekeeping stuff you're gonna go through at the start of each session, like, videos on, stuff like that, or anything that you can share with Christine and I?
I think so. I think that makes sense if you guys agree.
Yeah.
And then we can just use it for each of the, the first day is, and let me ask this, are you guys going to be, I know we've already gone through who's going to be the actual, sort of the facilitator, because we can share that. Well, actually day one, it'll be the same members each day. So on day one, what I say applies to day one, I'll just say applies to all the days in case it doesn't, if it's not covered. But are you guys going to be in some or all of the days as well, or just?
I want to try as much as I can to watch them. I'm not sure I'll be able to watch all of them, but I do want to try. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the exact same. I have them all in my calendar, but
yeah,
dependent
on those days. My calendar. I will definitely be at those.
No, I get that. That's good. Okay. So, just in terms of what we will say at the beginning of the first day, and I suppose we could have whoever the facilitator is each day, just do a reminder, welcome and a welcome to day 2, welcome to day 3, but just a reminder about the rules. And then, kind of leave it at that. But the rules basically we're saying is you have to be, you have to log in and stay logged in. Video should be on.
Yep.
They should, the speakers can reserve the right to, of course, change it however they would like, but I think generally the thought was to have people put their questions in the chat, and that there'll be a time at the end of the presentation or midway, however the speakers want to do it, to address the questions, but that we will be monitoring those, and when the speakers are ready to have the questions, we'll direct them there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rather than raising hands, if the speakers want to change it up, they certainly can, but I find the raised hand in the middle of the presentation can be a little bit disruptive. Yeah. We're all in the same room, maybe it's different, but we'll tell them to kind of do it that way, and that someone will be monitoring those. So if we don't stop right in the middle of everything to answer it, that we'll try to get to it. I will also say about the evaluation form at the end, that those will be emailed. And that they should return those, by the end of well, I guess as soon as possible, I guess we can say, but by the end of the training, that would be helpful to have them all submitted, and I'll tell them that helps us, format the training in the future for, to help give them what they need. So, what else?
I think it'll just be a reminder if there's homework.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Homework. And then also, I will say in the beginning that everybody's muted, like we have control. It's like the man behind the curtain. Everyone will be muted. How, I guess, does the facilitator can unmute or do people have the ability to unmute themselves? I think they do.
Yeah, I think it depends on how you set it up. So
okay.
Talk to your IT people, because like you can definitely set it up so that everyone's muted when they enter the room.
Yeah.
But you can also set it up so that people, I think you might be able to set it up so that people can't unmute themselves. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. You know what I'll do is I'm just going to, let people know. I know the feature when you set the meeting up that you can have everybody muted. And so I think what I'll just do is, or what we can each do in the beginning of the day is just a reminder that it's set up in that way. But then when it comes time to question and answers, they'll be able to, I don't think we have to be too militant about it, but that they can unmute themselves. But when they're not speaking, during that question and answer period, they should keep their, keep it muted so that it avoids any of that background noise. Any other housekeeping issues? I think that's it. But yeah, I think that's a good point that we can just do. I'll do it on day one anyway, and I will say that it applies to all the days. But we'll do some reminders as need be. And I guess the facilitators too would, I guess there's not really much to do as a closeout at the end of the presentation. I think I don't think we need to do anything then. It's just really during the course of the chat, monitoring the chat function. And for the most part, the speakers all were fine, doing their own PowerPoints, like running them. So I don't think the facilitators need to do that, but you can always check with the person on the day that you're doing. And, we can just leave it like that. We don't have to just confirm that they don't need you to do anything else. So.
Are these being set up with a waiting room or no waiting room?
What do you guys think? I'm not a huge fan of the waiting room, but because I feel like as people join, someone has to be making sure they let people in. What do you guys think? I mean,
I think it's fine. I just wasn't sure are we asking the speakers to sign on a couple minutes before if we have any of these questions, are we asking them?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that, Liza. We can see if the speakers can just join, 10 minutes beforehand, 15.
Just make sure their system's working and
Yeah, what I'll do is, and that way for the facilitators too, we'll all log in 10 minutes early. Will let us do that if I started at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, if you don't have a waiting room, anyone who has the link can come in, but I mean, you might end up with 1 or 2 people in there a couple minutes early, but it's no big. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, you can also, if you set a waiting room, you can disable the waiting room.
Okay.
Once you start the meeting, you let everyone in and then disable the waiting room, and then anyone, so if someone's 5 minutes late, they're gonna come right in. It doesn't.
Okay, then I'll do the waiting room because that way we can have a few, 10 minutes or whatever in advance, and then let everybody in. I think that's probably makes sense. So I'll put that when I send the full curriculum to the speakers. I will let them know that as well. And that should do it, I think. So let's see, hopefully day one goes smoothly, and after that, it'll be a well-oiled machine by the end of June.
Right. Yep.
Whoever goes last will be in really, really good shape. Yeah.
Susan, and we're recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got all that.
Oh, I should mention that though to people too. Should I? Yeah, I guess so. I think you should. Yep.
So on the day, so the 16th is the only day you guys won't be staying.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to record that day, because then,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what you guys have, because you can record your Zoom to two places. You can record it to the cloud, but you have to be paying for enough cloud space, or you record it to your computer. So it seems like on every day but the 16th, you guys would be able to record it to your computer.
Yeah.
And then I will make myself a note to record the 16th to my computer.
Yeah.
And I'll have to send it to you guys.
Okay. Okay.
Unless again, if your account, I guess check with your IT folks, like if you guys might be paying for a lot of cloud space to record stuff, and then it would probably function the same way on the 16th. You'd be able to start the recording remotely, even though you're going to log off after you make me co-host.
Yeah.
And it would go to your cloud account, but if you're not,
so I'll check Liza.
Cloud, yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be a good day. I'm sorry you're going to miss it.
What's it? Oh, I know. I was like bummed that we had I was bummed that we had overlap, and that because that's the one presentation that I haven't. He didn't do it.
Yeah, this year.
So I'm glad it'll be recorded, because then I can see it. I'll go back and watch it. Yeah. So, but I really appreciate all of you guys, because you're all doing, or you or your staff are doing, also doing presentations. So I know everybody's crazy busy, and so this is just one more added thing. But I think it will be great, and I think having the ability to record it might give us opportunities to train more people down the road as that becomes necessary. So I guess if there's nothing else, we can always stay in touch, via email if there's any other last minute things that we need to do. And I'll make sure that I copy you guys on the email that goes to the presenters and the email that goes out to, I guess on the email with the link that goes out to all the registrants too, so that you have it. And
do you have any suggestion of who I would contact at UConn School of Law? Because normally I'd call Tim Fisher directly, but he's no longer there, and I don't really have a contact there anymore. I sent it to St. Joe's School of Social Work.
Who would be a good person there? I don't really know. Maybe you're right. Maybe check with like the career alumni office.
Okay.
And see what they think, or they could point you in the right direction. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, maybe even if it's whoever oversees any of the juvenile law classes, or
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who's teaching that there now. It used to be Art Webster, but that was years back. I think. Yeah. So I'm out of touch.
Me too. And
right. I know it's bad. But yeah, I'm curious to see if this will generate some additional interest, because I really hadn't sent it out to the masses. Other than people who might have been checking the website, they wouldn't necessarily know of it. So I think this is a good idea as well, to let people know that it's coming.
All right. Well, I'll take care of that one way or another. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
And I've done St. Joe's, and Liza, you're doing UConn, and Susan, you're doing Quinnipiac. Yep.
I think that will be good. And was there any, I'm trying to think, and then the CBA. I'll do the CBA too. Okay. I don't, I'll figure that out. I'll send it for sure anyway to our section, and to the assigned counsel. Danielle, you can send that to our child protection list too. Just as an FYI of an upcoming training, if anyone's interested in becoming an AMC or GAL in family court.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Is Karen?
Now watch, it'll be like standing room only. I'm sorry, Justine.
Karen DiMiola, is she over there at UConn? All right, sorry, never mind. I don't want to prolong it. I'll find her.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can actually ask here too if anyone who's more recently graduated might know who to call or who to reach out to.
All right.
So we'll keep you posted on the numbers too. I don't know. We'll see if the outreach gives rise to a need to bust through the ceiling of the 50 members, but we did set it up that way that they get put on a wait list if it's post 50 people, which is fine, not a problem. We can just, let everybody know they made
it. Doesn't quite get that high because I'd like the students to be able to join.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like the, well, my thought was the students are going to be able to do it anyway because there was no reason, the 50 cap was not like a systems issue. It was more in terms of the size of the group and making it, the group having the ability to have dialogue and, sometimes the groups are so big, it becomes a little less interactive. But we can go over the 50 so that we can make sure the students, I don't think it'll be, I think it'll be workable like that. Okay, then if there is nothing else, Danielle, do you have any questions or anything? Okay. Damon, no, but you're good? Okay.
All right.
All right, excellent. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, thank you. Justine?
Second.
Liza? All in favor?
I love our
Anybody
little.
opposed? I am vehemently opposed. I just want to do Zooms all day long. Yes. All right, so we are all set, and then we'll connect via email as needed for any last minute details.
Okay, sounds great.
Hey, thank you guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.